Namaskar, hello, and welcome to the second IndiGlobal Education Festival, a two-day mega summit that is being hosted in Hyderabad. And today we are joined by a special guest who is a cricketer by heart, a sports person, and he is also a pioneer in introducing emergency medicine. Currently, he is the president for the Apollo Group Hospital Division. He is also an author for the book I Am Possible, Breaking the Impossible. Please join me in welcoming Dr. K. Hariprasad. Thank you very much, sir, for
Thank
joining
you.
us.
Sure.
Sir, you have joined us today to discuss on the trends and the future of medical education.
Yeah.
So, we would like to know your perspective in this current scenario in India. What are key steps that can be taken?
Well, thank you for hosting this conference, which I think is very important in the current context where there is a paradigm shift in what's happening around the world. Pandemic has actually thrown up the huge cracks that exist in the healthcare system globally, not just in India, in globally. For a good healthcare system to be able to deliver when it is required, both quantity of healthcare personnel and quality of healthcare personnel are equally important. And these people come out of our medical colleges and schools. And I think there was a huge gap during the peak of the pandemic when patients had to wait for care, did not get care, and stuff like that across the world. So I think there's huge opportunity to improve both the quantity and the quality of not just the doctors, the nursing force, the paramedic force, the technicians. So there has to be a major transformative change in the way we look at medical education. And the pandemic has only reinforced this opinion across the country. And I think and hope that this change will happen sooner than later.
So, in terms of the kind of curriculum that is presently existing, do you think it needs an upgrade? And yeah,
Yeah, the curriculum needs to be upgraded like for any field or any sector, the curriculum needs to be upgraded. Healthcare is also, growing and improving, and newer innovations are coming in, newer techniques are coming in. So the curriculum needs to be improved and changed at regular intervals to suit the modern medicine. But I think the real more important factor when it comes to healthcare is the ability of the doctor to deliver to the patient the skills that are required for a patient to be treated appropriately. I think that's very, very important, and that's an opportunity for improvement in India, because I don't know if our doctors who are passing out of the medical schools are adequately skilled. They may have the knowledge, but I think knowledge and skill are two different things, and I think we could develop better skill sets with the students that we are getting out of our medical schools to deliver to the patients.
great, sir. So, at this moment, given the way we dealt the pandemic, do you think we are there and we have did it? And what should be the vision of a country like India towards
I
medical
think
health?
the pandemic has actually shown a mirror to every country in the world. Even the most developed nations could not cope with the pandemic at its peak. And nations which are supposed to be the most developed in terms of healthcare did not cope up with the huge numbers, both in terms of number of patients and even the infrastructure that was required to handle these patients. In that contrast, I think India did pretty well when you compare with the so-called developed countries. But I think it's also opened a huge window which shows us the requirement for improving not just the infrastructure, but also improving the healthcare workforce to be able to handle such pandemics. I don't think we have sufficient number of healthcare personnel to deliver normal healthcare, regular healthcare in the routine circumstances. When it comes to a pandemic, I think we need much more than the routine regular workforce. So I think we would do extremely well to increase the numbers of medical schools, nursing schools, and paramedical training schools, because that's where the trained workforce comes from.
What do you have to say about the role of technology and adoption of technology, even the emerging technologies in medical education?
Yeah, technology is only a enhancement or improves the delivery of healthcare, but at the behind every technology there's a doctor. So we need to first have the doctor with the skill and the knowledge, and in addition to that, he or she needs to be adequately trained to handle the new technology that's coming in by the day. So I think there's a big journey that one needs to take towards adopting new technology, and that needs to start at the medical school level.
Thank you very much, sir, for putting forward your perspective.
Sure.
And as you've experienced to an extent the IndiGlobal Education Festival, what would be your views and
I think IndiGlobal has always done wonderful conferences and events, and this is another event which I think is very, very important. The reason being, it's not dealing with today, it's dealing with tomorrow and day after, it's dealing with the future, because our children are the future, and education is all about making sure that our future generations are well equipped and well skilled to handle the future. And I think this is a great step towards that end.
thank you very much, sir, for joining us.
Good luck. All the best.